Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tori and today we are working on stories 22, 23, and 24, I believe, in my October daily album. This is going to be another 3-story video, but I'm thinking it should come together fairly quickly. The stories number 23 and 24 are going to revolve around the same-ish thing, and I'm actually going to be doing that one in a page protector. And then story number 22 is going to be another yearly question that I ask my family. So let me grab that one out real quick. And I'm going to be recording this one and all of the videos that I filmed today in like my live voiceover format, so basically talking while I'm recording. So if you hear any vehicles outside or the pouring rain, that is why. So I have this plastic piece actually from Ali Edwards. This is from either last year or the year before, but I thought it would be really fun to use it for my candy story. I also have a couple of papers. These have nothing to do with October or October kits. They're both from Ali Edwards, and I could not tell you for the life of me where that they are from. I just know that they were with my Ali Edwards stuff. So I'm thinking I might use both of these, and these close to my heart dies. I don't remember what these are called, but I think I might use these little squares down here and then designate a square to each person in our household to write down what our favorite candy this year is. I will also be using my typewriter alphabet stamp set from Notebook Therapy to stamp out names. And yeah, I think the biggest decision I have to actually make is specifically which is going to be the background paper and which one is going to be the paper that I use to cut out my pieces. I still have not decided that yet, but I will be using my little Sizzix Sidekick mini die cut machine to cut everything out. So I'm just gonna pull that over and set it to the side here. I have a little piece of washi tape right here because I'm leaving my camera plugged in so that hopefully I don't run out of battery in the middle of recording. But because I have my camera plugged in, this is completely off topic, but because I have my camera plugged in, I can't actually see the like little flip to see what I'm recording. So I've got a little piece of washi tape down here, which is hopefully off camera and you cannot see it, to kind of keep me above that so that I do not go out of the frame. So I don't know, y'all. I think the candy sticks out more on this one. So I think we'll go with this one for the journaling parts. I always just place my little cut plate on top of the paper so I can get a good idea of where I need to actually cut so it'll fit through my machine. For this first one, I'm gonna cut both sizes out so I can really get a good idea of which one I like more before we cut all of the pieces out. This little mini die cut machine does have like a little suction pad on the bottom, but because I've got like actual flooring on my desk, it's got like grooves in it, so it doesn't actually suction to my desk here. If you were curious as to why I'm not suctioning it down, that is why. So just pausing real quick. I do think I like having both sizes, and then that way I can kind of like stack them on top of each other. But I am worried that this might be too small to put stuff in. So let me just check real quick what my kids advised. Because if I've got some shorter candy names, I can use them for the small pieces. Yeah, I think I'll do 3 large and 2 small because there are at least 2, my husband and my daughter, that have like a very short name or only 1 piece of candy that they listed when I asked. I'm also pretty sure that my stepson usually just picks Hershey's whenever I ask him every year. So his will potentially be short as well too, but I won't be able to confirm his choice until he gets home tonight. So I'm thinking I think I like something like this, but I think that this blends a little bit too closely into the background. So I'm going to go grab a little finger dauber and just ink up the edges of this one. All right, so I recently grabbed these little like finger dauber things and some tags, which I completely forgot about. So I might use these in my next story instead of the original tags that I had pulled out. But I thought these little finger daubers would be super helpful when I need to do these just small spaces. Let's see. Being that this is like, whew, that was a lot of ink, holy cow. Being that these are like scalloped edges, I probably won't be able to get too much into the cracks here, but at least it'll help separate everything from each other. That's my goal. And I can always just come in with a little pen and do like the teeny tiny little cracks if I need to. I had gotten a comment a while ago when I was asking about what everyone's favorite black inks were, and somebody had recommended the VersaFine Onyx Black, and I really like it. This one is so dark. Like, there's often times when I use black inks that they look more gray than they do black, and I think this one is just so like bold and actually appears as black. So whoever recommended that to me, I did purchase a little tiny cube of it, and thank you so much. I love it. Okay, so I do have some empty spaces that aren't as easily accessible by the little finger dauber. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with my little pen here and just kind of connect everything. I love doing this, but I always end up coloring on the wrong side and getting pen mark on the top of my pattern paper. So I'm going to try really hard not to do that. So I probably won't talk much during this particular process. You can see the difference between these two. Like just filling in that teeny tiny little gap makes so much of a difference, I think. Definitely one of those things that probably nobody that's looking at my album would ever have even noticed. But when it's actually done, it just adds a little bit extra and makes it feel finished. And since I am home alone and it's a Saturday, I can actually take the time to do all of this extraness and not feel super rushed and worried that I'm going to run out of time. So yay. This would probably be easier to do with a more flexible brush pen, but I find that if I use a more flexible brush, I tend to get black ink everywhere more often than if I were to use a more of a hard nibbed brush pen. So that is why I chose to use this one, my Tombow Furunosuke brush pen. This is, I believe it's the hard tip. So that's why I'm using this one instead of a more like flexible brush, because that would probably be quicker too. But this one gives me a little bit more accuracy than that other type of nib would, and I like that. And like I said, I have the time today, so I might as well take the time and do the most if I want to, right? Well, that one was quick. And then this is the last one. And then we can kind of start stamping and getting everything ready to be adhered down. All right, so I think I'm going to punch my holes first. And then I think I'm going to staple this down. So actually, this is going to be going on the back of another story. So I'm probably going to need to line those up first. That way nothing is, I don't punch the holes in the wrong spot, essentially. The only reason I'm not gluing these back to back and then just finishing is because I am, like I said, going to staple this down, and I don't want the staples to go through this side. I want to leave enough room up here to put one of these like right there. So I think that that is good. Okay. Too many staples, I'm sure. I'm sure I didn't need that many staples. But why not, right? So let's go ahead and stamp out names. For this one, I will probably just do initials. For my daughter, since her name means moon, I always add, especially when I'm doing initials, I always add a little moon to her little spot. That way I know that that one is her. So I'm going to pull out my story number stickers. I'm just going to put this one right down here at the bottom corner. And then I'm also going to stamp fave in this little empty spot right here, since it is a story about favorite candy. So the last thing that we need to do is just fill in some of these. So let me just grab my list. I have no idea why, but when I asked my son what his favorite candy was, he told me Twix and Sweet Tarts candy canes. And I was like, why are you even thinking about candy canes right now? It is October. My daughter said candy corn. My husband's is always the same. His is pica fresa. Wow. I messed mine up a little bit. I didn't give myself enough space, but mine is candy corn and caramel apple Werther's. And then I'll get my stepson's once he's home tonight. And then we're just going to get these stuck right down. This is what I was talking about when I said I always color on the outside. So I usually end up doing this on the pretty side of my paper instead of the background. So I really must have chosen the right way to go about actually marking up my paper. I got this new dot liner from Kokuyo, which is power. And I assume that that means it's supposed to be for like a stronger hold. But I am just fully assuming that. I found it on Amazon, so we'll see how it kind of holds up, but I figured it might be better to use that on these pages where I've just kind of got things adhered directly down. I don't know how easily it pulls back up though. But this is going to be story number 22, a very simple page, even though it feels like it took a long time. Yeah, this took me 30 minutes. So I'm pretty satisfied with the way that that looks. I don't think I'm going to add anything extra to it just because with the papers, I feel like there's already quite a bit going on. So we're just going to leave this one as is. And then the last thing I'll have to do on here is just fill in my stepson's favorite candy once he gets home. Okay, and for the next story, it's going to be the next two stories, really. We're going to be working on a page protector. And this is going to be telling the story. I don't think I'm going to use these. I think I'm going to use those new tabs I got. Maybe not. I think they might still be too big. Anyways, I'm going to be telling the story of celebrating my son's birthday because his birthday is in October. So we went to the park to celebrate with his friends, and then we also celebrated a little bit at home on the day of his birthday. We let him pick dinner and pick a movie for us to all watch together, and we all had ice cream on the couch. So that's going to be the back of the page protector. So this first one is filled with pictures, so there's not going to be too much added on to here specifically, but I'm going to put the story number just right here at the bottom of this picture. And I got a picture of all of the kids together. And then I'm going to adhere these two back to back because I don't want to leave this tape on this photo for too long because I don't want it to pull up any of this stuff from my photo. I just don't want those kids' face on the internet. So I'm just going to put this down real quick, just adhere these back to back. That way I can put the tape on the page protector instead, and I will do that like a little bit sideways off camera. So be right back. Okay, that makes me feel better having that on the page protector and not the actual photo. This one is just, so like I said, we went to a park and celebrated there, and my son climbed on top of this huge thing, and I took a picture of him on top of it. And then this one will go right in here, and that's going to be basically all I do. I might add some puffy stickers. Let's see. We could add a little puffy sticker right there. That would be cute. I'm going to, but this is pretty much it. Gonna be it for this story. The rest of the embellishments that I have, I'm gonna want on the other side of the page. So we're gonna flip this over. I'm going to take this one just right back out because my plan is going to be to add these two back to back, but make this a little pocket to put a little tag in. And then that way I can put all of my journaling in there about what we did for the birthday and what we did at the park. I'm going to use some really thin score tape to achieve this, just because it's 3x4 and it still has to fit inside the page protector, so I don't want to take any chances. And I don't know if I said, but this picture is just of all of the little gifts that I got my son. He asked for crafty and creative stuff, so I got him like a little bag and some colored pencils, markers, a box for his pencils, some tape runner, and then some of his own like cardstock paper in the back so he can continue making his little books, because he makes little books and he loves it. And then I'm going to stick this tag in here upside down, so it's got like this little kind of curved part at the top. And I also pulled out a little plastic circle. I think I'm going to add this right to the middle of this frame and then find a 9 to put in here. Let me get this just adhered down real quick though. I think I'm gonna want to use one of these 9s. They are not very sticky anymore though. So I'm gonna have to add some additional adhesive to the back of that. So then this will just pop right in here. And then I will, like I said, just add any journaling to this little tab that is sticking out of here. I also want to stick this little bring on the celebration right between here because it fits perfectly in that area. I was originally going to place this on the other side of the page, but it fits so perfectly in between my kids that I just had to move it to this page instead. And then the last thing that I need to do is just put the showdown that we were watching. And I will add just a little bit right here. This is a Studio Calico like label sheet from a while ago. I think I got it in one of their kits when I was still signed up for the kits. So I don't know if I would even be able to link that anymore since they're changing their whole like business model. I don't know if they would even have that anymore. You know, I think I was originally going to put this right here, and I definitely forgot. I am just going to stick it right to the page protector. And hope that it doesn't look too bad from the other side, because I definitely did not plan for that at all, I guess. Well, I did, and then I changed my mind, I guess. So here we've got the 3 stories that we did today. Okay, so we've got favorite candy, celebrating my son's birthday for story 23, and then my actual, or his actual birthday for story number 24, and then these will go right back into my album. So let's go ahead and do that as well. All right, so here is our stories that we've completed today. Candy, and then celebrating my son's birthday for 2 separate stories because they were 2 separate days. That is all I've got for you guys today. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!